Today, on this shorter episode of the Runback, Streets of Rage, one of my favorite games of last year, gets its second DLC. Returnal is getting lots of Game of the Year love. We take a quick peek at the Apple versus Epic courtroom battle, and Giant Bomb as we know it will be no more. All this briefly on today's Ask Show, the Runback. Hey everybody, welcome back to the Runback this week. It's a slightly shorter episode today, and if you're wondering about the Apple versus Epic court battle, I'm not going to cover that in this episode. In fact, I'm working on a very special episode dedicated to just that and all of the news that has come out of that. But today, we got some light tidbits, but I wanted to focus the tail end of this on the big news that just happened just before I started recording with the ending of the Giant Bomb cast, at least as we know it, with Vinny Caravella, Brad Schumacher, and Alex Navarro leaving. We don't know why. We don't know where they're going. We do know that Jeff Gerstmann is staying, and they haven't said that the Bomb cast is going to end, but obviously things are changing at Giant Bomb and GameSpot. There's a snippet of video from a recent podcast that has been making the rounds on Reset Era, and if you haven't seen it yet, here it is.
People might be wondering why Vinny and Alex have joined us today. The reason is that this is not going to be your average Giant Bombcast. We've got some site business to discuss today. Some fairly major changes will be taking place around here. And
yes.
Go.
Yeah. Fairly major changes are going to be taking place.
Yes. Vinny, would you like to say your piece first? I feel like that is only appropriate.
Sure. This is the hard part. This is the part where I say I have given my notice, and Friday will be my last day with Giant Bomb.
I guess this is the part where I follow that up by also saying that I have given my notice to the company, and this Friday will be my last day at Giant Bomb.
Boy, this got heavy. I don't know if I can do this.
Well, Brad, what do you think?
Yeah. I
mean, how do you follow that up, Brad?
I don't know. Surprise, I am in the same boat as these guys. I also, today will be my last Giant Bombcast, and Friday will be my last day with the company. Yeah. So, yes.
Now here's the switch. Friday will not be my last day with the company. Yeah. I'm sticking around. We've been talking this through for a lot of weeks now, yeah. Crazy.
There's a lot there.
That seemed to have come out of nowhere. It caught the entire internet by storm this morning. In fact, it trended on Twitter this morning. But let's talk about that. Streets of Rage was my favorite game of last year, period. I think I've played that thing to completion 10 times or more. I don't care who I'm playing with. I don't care when I'm playing it. I don't even care what device I'm playing it on because I own it on the Switch, the Xbox, and the PS4. It's just one of those go-to games that I can go back to time and again. Well, .emu, the developers behind Streets of Rage, they've been listening, and they've announced the second DLC coming out for the game. So clearly that's the second of 3 DLC characters to be released. I'm hyped, and I can't wait to see what they're going to offer next. Returnal's been getting some surprising Game of the Year love from all over the place. What caught my eye specifically was Khalif Adams already saying that this is one of the games of the year. It's looking good. It's looking real good, actually, and it's one of the games that makes me wish I had a PS5. But along with Khalif, we've been seeing people like David Jaff just gush praise all over the game, calling it a Game of the Year contender this early in the race for Game of the Year. And honestly, Jaff and Khalif, they aren't the only ones. Even Destin from Destin Games has been, again, effusive praise all through it. But one of the news bits that's caught some attention about the game is that the game is very difficult. It is a roguelite, meaning that there are parts that you will have to start over with no immediate save point, and you'll have to traverse huge parts of the game in order to make any type of progress. If you die, it is punishing and unforgiving, and in many parts of the game you will have to start over. There's been some pushback on that, and Housemarque has acknowledged that they've heard the fans and are possibly considering adding some mid-level save points in the game. But for now, if you enjoy Housemarque's game, if you enjoy that level of commitment, Returnal might just be the game for you. The Verge and nearly every gaming website and message board is abuzz with this talk about the Epic versus Apple and this legal battle and all the stuff that's coming out about the gaming industry behind it. I'm not going to go too deep into it this episode because I want to do an entire video about some of the major stuff that's happening and the repercussions about what happens if Apple wins and what happens if Epic wins. So behind the news about Epic initially a couple of years ago trying to push Sony and Microsoft into cross-play multiplayer, we're getting more news about Walmart having interest in going so far as having playable tech for their new streaming gaming service that no one knew about. It was called Project Storm. It was being worked on, obviously, according to The Verge in 2019. And this was going to be Walmart's entry into the streaming gaming space, right along with Stadia and Luna. There weren't many details revealed about the project. Apparently, Epic people got their hands on it and were very impressed by the tech, going so far as to say, I played Walmart's demo on an Android phone with an Xbox controller, and the experience felt like playing on PS4 and superior to playing on Android or iOS. So they were serious, and apparently they were pretty far along in the process. We don't know if those plans were scrapped or if Walmart's going to do anything in the future, but a lot of stuff is coming out behind this Epic Apple battle, a lot of secret stuff that nobody really knew about, and it's fun to watch. So break out that popcorn.
This is the part where I say I have given my notice, and Friday will be my last day with Giant.
No one on the Giant Bomb crew has released any information about why this has happened, but we can all speculate. But regardless of the reasons, I just want to say that, just going off script for a minute, Giant Bomb, and specifically what this crew has accomplished, has been something that I've been chasing and been a little jealous of for the past, since at least 2009, 8, something like that. I've watched these guys grow. I've been a fan of their stuff since they were Whiskey Media in the basement, and I've watched the development, and I've been impressed. People connect with these guys. They connect with the people first, and yeah, it's about games, but it's always about the insight and introspection that these guys all brought to the industry. And I don't just mean these four. I mean every iteration of Giant Bomb over the years. Honestly, it feels like it's like the Wu-Tang of gaming podcasts. It's like the best of the best come together and talk about the gaming industry and connect with the professionals and the fans in creative ways, in interesting ways that I've honestly not seen since the One Up show, the One Up podcast. So yeah, these guys are going to be missed. And whether you're a fan of the West Coast or the East Coast team, or whether you loved, pick a crew. It doesn't matter which crew. If it goes back to the Ryan Davis crew of the original or the most recent crew, their loss is really going to be felt. And I'm going to miss these guys. I hope they go on to do something else. But even if they don't, what they gave the industry for the past decade plus has been tremendous, and it can't be duplicated. These guys put out incredible content, and if you haven't heard one of their Game of the Year shows, where they have epic days-long battles convening about and deliberating about the best games of the year and whittling down that process and making it very transparent and whittling down all those games so we can hear the battles that raged and the passion for games and the cynicism that you get when you're a vet, as these guys all were, can't be matched. Definitely going to be missed. There's going to be a hole in the industry, but salute. Stand up for these guys. Every single one of them. Legends. So that's it, a shorter episode of the Runback today, but I'm working on a few more videos for this week, including a feature where I choose 3 Oculus Quest App Lab games that catch my eye every week. Also, I want to try to give a feature that condenses all the stuff happening within the Epic Apple games madness that's going on in court. And finally, the big feature I'm working on before the end of the week, maybe Friday, is which console should I buy? Everyone's always thinking that we're talking about PlayStation 5 or the Xbox Series only, but I think there's at least 7 hard choices to make if you want to decide where to spend your purchasing power on a console for this generation. Anyway, the last thing I want to close out with is, if you haven't noticed, I'm back in the studio. Eagle-eyed people might have seen that the last few videos looked a little different. That's because I was shooting on green screen, which gives me a little bit more mobility. But right now I'm in the studio, and in here I'll be doing more live streams. So you can expect to see weekend live streams coming up very soon. But in the meantime, hit that notification bell, like, subscribe, tell a friend, and maybe I'll see you on the next video. Peace.